Welcome back. Well, we just showed you the highlights of North Dakota hockey's sweep of St. Lawrence over the weekend. Now let's hear what the coach has to say. Here's Alex Heinert with Brad Berry in Grand Forks.
Thanks, Kelly. Well, Brad Berry, 2 games here at the Ralph this weekend, couple of wins for your team. Congrats on getting the home portion of your season off on the right foot.
Yeah, no, it was very important, and I thought our guys did a great job of coming in off the road, off a long road trip, and playing consistently well over 120 minutes.
Yeah, Friday's game against St. Lawrence wasn't easy. Certainly that was a team coming in at 0-2 that played physical and came out and tried to put their stamp on that game. You got the early goal. It was a lot like the Anchorage series. An early goal, they peg you back. You had to fight your way through for that victory on Friday night.
Yeah, you know, I thought our guys did a good job. We got the first goal, which was very important in any game, but I didn't think we had a lot of sustained offensive zone time. Putting shifts together back-to-back to sustain momentum, and I think that was our problem, was the inconsistency of playing in their end of the rink the first night on Friday.
Yeah. Unlike the Anchorage series, though, it didn't require overtime to get the W. A big late goal from Colin Adams to give you the 2-1 win. How big was that goal for him and for this team to get out of there on Friday night with the victory in regulation?
Well, Colin's a very good player. Obviously, his offensive zone instincts are very good, and anytime the puck gets on his tape, he has a pretty good chance to score. So, you know, when we had that late power play in the third period and he got it on his tape in the slot, you know, that was a good thing, and he capitalized, and it was huge because it gave us the win.
Yeah, Saturday, after the 2-1 win on Friday night, kind of a different story. This team came out with a little extra energy. This building had a little extra energy with the 1987 National Championship team in the house. Talk about what the presence of some of those guys, Ed Belfour, Tony Herkus, etc., meant for this group to come and take the ice.
Well, first of all, the names you just mentioned, they're iconic names in the history of UND hockey, and you know, for all those guys to come back, that we were blessed and grateful for that. And you know what, it did give our guys a big push, seeing those guys introduced at the beginning of the game, and knowing that they laid the blocks of the foundation of our program here, and our guys responded. They played hard, and again, fought hard to get the win.
Yeah, and you responded right away. 3 goals in that first period. You won 20 of 25 faceoffs in the first. You built that lead. What was clicking in that first 20 minutes?
Well, I think the mentality. Just, you know, we didn't do a very good job on the faceoffs later in the game on Friday, and we wanted to have a mindset of not just the center, but all 3 forwards digging in and getting that puck, and they did. We started with the puck. That was the biggest thing, Alex. And again, you know, we capitalized on our chances early in the game, and then we sustained it over, of course, a period of 60 minutes by having those consistent shifts one after another. So again, I think it was a total team game that we stayed with through the whole game.
Yeah, that consistency led to a 4-0 lead halfway through the second period. Then a couple of penalties. The PK really had to be good. There was a 5-on-3, even a 6-on-3 chance. But the PK stood strong all weekends.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did a really good job. You know, they had a mentality of getting the job done and finishing the kills. And you know, that's the one thing, was the discipline side of it. In the second period, I thought it got away from us a little bit. We had to kill some penalties, and again, we got to make sure that we have more discipline in our game as we go through the season here, because you can't take a chance on trying to kill more than 1 penalty at a time. If you go 2, 3, 4 penalties, you're playing with fire.
Yeah, well, the team was able to fight through that stretch in the second. You tack on 2 more goals in the third to get the 6-1 win. Of the 8 goals scored this weekend, 8 different goal scorers. You were serious about this whole depth thing at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we've got some very gifted, very good players, and you know, it's one of the things that's going to be our strengths this year, is the guys that can get the job done. There's not 1 or 2 guys; it's the whole team, and it's good to know that we have guys that can do that.
Yeah, not to be overlooked in the midst of this. Cam Johnson played great this weekend. 20 saves on Friday, 27 on Saturday, only 1 goal out in both games. He's really getting the season started on the right foot.
He is. He's focused. He's at another level right now, and you know, you can tell through his physical characteristics on his shape and how he approaches every single day in the rink, outside the rink, and then you know, he had to make some big saves at key times. You know, he didn't get a lot of work sometime, and then puck comes in the end of the rink, he had to make 2 or 3 big saves. So again, his mental focus is there.
Yeah, Cam Johnson and UND now 3-0-1 on the season, and now a big one this weekend. Minnesota coming to town for the first time since 2012. I'm assuming that this group has been fired up for this for a long time. Even though you take it week by week, this is a series you guys are really looking forward to.
Yeah, we are. You know, I think they are too. And you know, I don't think we have to kind of sell it as far as what it means to both programs. But at the same time, as you have to remain even keel because of it, and you just have to do those things on a daily basis that give you success. And again, you can't try to get ahead of yourself on a series like this. You know, it's just another series that we have to make sure that we are focused and ready for.
Yeah, is that going to be part of the team talk this week? Just reminding guys not to get too hyped up for this series.
Yeah, 100%. You know, like I said, I know we have emotions going into the game, and you know, they're a rival and everything that goes with it. But the biggest thing is you can't, you know, try to do too much, or you can't try to overthink of what the weekend's going to be like. You just have to go into like a business-like mentality, a machine-like mentality of trying to get it done.
Yeah, well, tickets sold out in about 30 seconds when they came earlier this year, but if you can't get into the Ralph, we'll have both games live for you on Friday and Saturday night here on Midco Sports Network. Brad, thanks again as always for the time. Best of luck against the Gophers this weekend.
Thanks, Alex, and congrats on the little baby girl.
Thanks so much. We appreciate it. Kelly, back to you.
Aw, all right. Well, thank you so much, Alex. Speaking of that North Dakota-Minnesota rivalry, that's the subject of today's trivia question. The 1968 UND team played their longest game in men's hockey history against the University of Minnesota. We want to know how many overtimes did that game go? Put some thought into it. We'll have the answer for you at the end of the show. Meanwhile, coming up after the break, our Monday special. It's Athlete Tweets here on Midco Sports Tonight. Stay tuned.
Midco Sports Tonight, presented by Avera Orthopedics.